The chief correspondent is back, which means breaking news. What have you got?
The highly anticipated clash between Manchester United and Chelsea at Old Trafford took a dramatic turn almost as soon as it began, leaving both fans and neutrals stunned. The game, expected to be a tactical and intense battle between two of the Premier League's most storied clubs, was thrown into chaos after just 5 minutes when Chelsea's goalkeeper Robert Sánchez was sent off for a reckless challenge that changed the entire complexion of the contest. What was supposed to be 90 minutes of balanced football between two heavyweights became an uphill struggle for the London side, who were forced to adapt to playing nearly the whole game with 10 men against a Manchester United side that smelled blood from the early moment. The incident that led to Sanchez's dismissal was as shocking as it was decisive. A long ball was played over the top from Bruno Fernandes, looking to catch Chelsea's defense high up the pitch. Marcus Rashford, timing his run to perfection, darted past the back line and was bearing down on goal. Sánchez, perhaps too eager to stamp his authority on the match, charged out of his penalty area in an attempt to clear the danger. Unfortunately for him and his team, his timing was disastrously off. Instead of cleanly winning the ball, he collided heavily with Rashford in a challenge that was reckless, dangerous, and left the referee with little choice but to brandish a straight red card. Within 5 minutes of kickoff, Chelsea's game plan had unraveled completely, and Sánchez trudged off the pitch knowing he had left his team in an almost impossible situation. For Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca, the decision on how to react was immediate but far from straightforward. With no choice but to reorganize, he sacrificed an attacking player to bring on substitute goalkeeper Djordje Petrović. Raheem Sterling was the unlucky man to make way, and Chelsea suddenly found themselves facing one of the most daunting challenges in football, playing almost an entire match at Old Trafford with 10 men and no starting goalkeeper. United fans roared in delight, sensing that their side had been handed a massive advantage, while the Chelsea supporters were left in disbelief at how quickly their evening had unraveled. Manchester United, to their credit, wasted no time in trying to capitalize on the numerical superiority. Erik ten Hag's men immediately pushed higher up the pitch, moving the ball quickly and testing the nerves of the substitute goalkeeper. The likes of Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, and Alejandro Garnacho began peppering the Chelsea box with movement and shots, forcing Petrović into action early. To his credit, the stand-in keeper rose to the occasion with some sharp stops, but United's dominance was clear. Fernandes and Casemiro dictated the tempo from midfield, while Luke Shaw and Diogo Dalot bombed forward from fullback, turning the contest into an almost one-way affair. Chelsea, reduced in numbers, tried to stay compact and hit United on the counter whenever possible. Cole Palmer, often isolated, looked to use his technical quality to hold up play, while Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez battled hard in midfield to stifle United's relentless waves of attack. Yet it was evident that the early dismissal had changed everything. Chelsea's usual fluidity and structure were gone, replaced instead by damage limitation. They sat deeper, defended with resilience, and tried to frustrate United, hoping to somehow nick a goal against the run of play. The atmosphere inside Old Trafford reflected the drama. United fans, who have endured their share of frustrating performances in recent years, relished the advantage and demanded their team make it count. Every shot on goal drew roars of encouragement, while every Chelsea clearance was met with jeers. The tension was clear, too, as while United dominated, they initially struggled to break through Chelsea's rearguard. Despite being down to 10 men, the Blues showed remarkable determination to keep the game alive, with Thiago Silva and Benoit Badiashile throwing their bodies on the line to block shots and crosses. As the match wore on, the narrative remained one of United pressure against Chelsea resistance. The longer the Londoners held on, the more frustrated United seemed to become, missing several chances that might have put the game beyond doubt. Rashford, perhaps still shaken from the early collision, saw a couple of efforts go wide. Højlund forced a brilliant save from Petrović, while Garnacho dragged a shot narrowly past the post. Chelsea's fans, though clearly upset by the early dismissal, grew louder as their team dug in with spirit and defiance. What was striking about the game was the sheer resilience Chelsea displayed despite their numerical disadvantage. Playing almost the entire contest with 10 men requires extraordinary levels of concentration, discipline, and stamina, and the Blues showed all three in abundance. Robert Sanchez's error had put them in an unenviable position, but his teammates refused to roll over. Every block, every clearance, and every hard-fought duel carried symbolic weight, a message that they would not be easily defeated no matter the circumstances. For Manchester United, however, the lingering frustration was their inability to kill the game off quickly. Despite enjoying the Lions' share of possession and creating chance after chance, they often lacked the ruthlessness needed in front of goal. Bruno Fernandes, usually so clinical from range, saw his efforts blocked or fly over. Casemiro came close with a header, only for Petrović to once again come to Chelsea's rescue. The pressure was constant, yet Chelsea clung on with a mix of defensive grit and goalkeeper heroics. As the final whistle blew, the match ended not as the statement victory United might have envisioned after the early red card, but as a testament to Chelsea's resilience and United's profligacy. Robert Sanchez's dismissal after just 5 minutes will dominate the headlines, an extraordinary moment that set the tone for the entire evening. His rash decision-making effectively doomed his side to 90 minutes of survival, and while Chelsea fought admirably, it left fans and pundits alike questioning what might have been had they kept 11 players on the pitch. For United, it was both an opportunity seized and one partially squandered, as they controlled the game but failed to deliver the kind of emphatic scoreline that their dominance suggested. In the end, the story of the night was written within the first 5 minutes. A red card that stunned Chelsea, ignited United, and turned a heavyweight clash into a battle of survival and frustration. Robert Sánchez will bear the brunt of the criticism, his decision costing his side dearly, but Chelsea's response will also earn plaudits for sheer determination. Football matches often hinge on fine margins and split-second choices, and at Old Trafford, it took only 5 minutes for a single moment to decide the entire narrative.